Welcome back everybody to Wild Rose Haven Homesteading, and the place where things generally happen and then break and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, today lawnmower, which it's a Walmart snapper, so it's MTD basically. We've had it for a few years, and it's the 54-inch cut. Except for it's not cutting very well right now, so I think it's time for new blades, and we have to change one of the spindles. We're going to lift it up and see what the blades look like and change them out and change that spindle, because it sounds like a bag of rocks rolling down the road right now. So thought we'd bring you along and see what we can see.
Wild Rose Haven Homesteading.
Alright, so we've got 3 blades, and the nuts on them are 15/16, and so I'm going to try and use a handy dandy impact gun, see if we can get them to crack off. So that's the right way. That was surprisingly easy. Oh, there's some grass. Alright, so let's take a look and see what we got. I think you can say that's fairly worn out. I don't even that's just like a blunt edge. There is no sharpness to it. Could you sharpen it? Yeah, you probably could. There's still quite a bit of meat left on it. But the other thing to note is that they are the star configuration for where they bolt onto. It stops them slipping around and actually makes them drive. So let's get that, and let's get a new one and put them side by side so you can see. Alright, so here is the exact same blade when it's brand new, and it is kind of curious as to just cutting grass how much it wears on the metal. I mean, I don't know how this, I think this is just beating the grass to death more than cutting it, because it doesn't actually have a sharp edge like the new ones do. So hopefully we'll put these on and it might actually cut the grass nicely. Just so you know, it's a lot easier to, if you have a way to lift this is a 0-turn mower or any mower, to lift it up so you can easily get to those. I remember doing one before, I couldn't, and you can't get a gun in there because you need X amount of space from the floor, and you try and put a wrench on it and the blade spins and you can't undo it. You try and hold onto the blade and then it hurts, and it's just easier this way. So we're going to put the new blades on. We also have to change this center spindle because that's torn its where it bolts through and broken off on top. It's going all over the place. Probably why it sounds like a bag of rocks, but we're going to pop that off and pop a new one on. I really don't know about finding parts for this. It's kind of hard to find parts that you know are for this lawnmower. I mean, it's MTD, Cub Cadet, blah blah blah. It's all the same thing, but I'm not sure if the spindles are specific in dimension for this versus another lawnmower. I don't know. I have just managed to find one that listed for this model lawnmower. I'm not even sure if they make this mower anymore, to be honest with you, but whatever. Anyway, so we're going to do that, pop the spindle, and then coming up is we have to change all the tires on this thing. So we're going to be doing a video on changing the tires using our new handy Harbor Freight tire changing machine thing, and we're going to see how that works out, so stay tuned for that one. So anyway, let's get cracking so we can get back to cutting. Alright, so I'm just gonna, I need to clean all this junk out of here so we can actually see what we're doing. So I'm gonna take a couple of minutes and just scrape all this off and we'll be right back. Okay, so the spindle is held on by 4 bolts, and from what I understand is that they are self-tapping, so they cut the thread as they go into the spindle itself. So you need to keep the bolts, but from a lot of the ones I was looking at, they don't come with the bolts, so oh my god, oh lordy heavens above, I might have to bump up to a bigger thing because these are tight. Lord heavens above.
Can you PB blast them?
Let me see if they're all that tight. Can't even get on that one. Alright, excellent. Okay.
Oh, you sheared it.
Oh, so this is going to be great because I don't have new bolts. So
Oh no.
I guess I'll be getting some new bolts, but yeah, they're super tight. Let's see how many you're going to shear. Oh, yep, that one too. Which is, come on, get out of there. The other thing you can do, of course, is just go and get some regular bolts with nuts, and as long as they go through the holes that are in the spindle, and just you know, tighten them down normally, like a regular person. I don't know who came up with this brilliant idea, but golly, these are not coming off.
Here they are.
Yeah, they're coming off in 2 pieces. Well, half of it's coming off. Let me bump up things. Oh, what did I do? Oh, it's still on there.
Oh, you're looking for the socket.
Yeah. All right, so that's it. All of them will shear off.
Okay, well you missed
We've still got
except
one
for that one.
I can't get on that one.
Is it because
the little lip thing's bent.
You got? Can you tap it out?
I need a hammer.
Ooh, it's time. Hammer time! Hammer time! Hammer time!
Okay, so what happened is this lip here has somehow gone up against the bolt, so you can't get a socket because there's no gap. So what I'm going to do is hit it and bend it back, hopefully. I don't know why it's like that, but it is. So. If I do that, push the spindle up and I can get on.
Hold on, let me see. Trying to get that space there. Do you think all that rocking around might have caused the bolts to shear off like that?
No, they're just
Okay.
frozen in.
Oh,
Alright, so that's that.
well, at least the spindle's out.
Oh, let's have a look. Okay. No need to take the belt off then, it's coming off on its own. Okay, so we're going to drop the deck a little bit. Okay, so there's the culprit. One of the legs broke off. So let's get the new spindle and see if it is actually the same.
Who's driving this thing?
Okay, let's see. Do we have any part numbers to divulge to you guys or not? Maybe
Is that a clear?
918-06978. Spindle 5.37 diameter. That's what it says. So looks the same. Okay, so it even comes with the pulley. I thought I might have to be pulling the pulley. I haven't really looked at this silly thing, but it comes with a pulley on it. That's a little, hear that? It's a little rough. Oh. That one is not. Again, I wonder if they're all like that. Sounds like a bag of rocks. But anyway, at least now, because there's a on.
And this is a slight interruption because we have a news flash. Okay, so I was sitting there doing the final draft of our editing, right? Thinking along, and what I realized during the final draft is that when it came to this part where we're going to talk to you about the replacements for the spindle assembly, I happened to notice a little bit early on, I don't know if you noticed it too, but the pulleys looked like they were a little bit different in size, a little bit different. So I did a research on the part number because I wanted to make sure I had the correct numbers, and while I was doing that, I came across some information that was a bit of a conundrum to me because of the fact that they gave me different diameters or measurements for the pulley itself on the spindle. So what happened was that when I looked up the replacement part to see where you guys could find it, okay, so you can find it on Amazon, it's there, but the measurement that they have for the part on Amazon is the one that we showed you, which is a 5 3/7 measurement, but they also show it as a 5 3/8. So that confused me because, you know, it just did because it's a different measurement. I mean, how could it be the same? I didn't know that, but it confused me. So I looked around a little bit more, and when I looked around and pulled up the part number, some other parts came up from other websites, and I also happened to come across the original OEM number. Now, when I came across the original OEM number, that pulley size was a totally different size. It shows up as the pulley measurement being at a 5.57 or something like that, which is a 5 9/16, correct? Mm-hmm. Correct. Okay, so I thought because those measurements were different that it might cause an issue that you're going to see towards the end of this video. So that means you have to stick around to see what I'm talking about on that part, because I'm not going to spoiler alert that. Not going to. However, when I went back on Amazon to look up the OEM original part number to kind of see what that price would be, because I found it online and I was like, holy smokes on a stick, because what he just said in the video about, you know, oh, you can find all these little packages and they're going to be like, what, 50 cents or something, you know, ridiculous like that. And, you know, it is a slightly decreased amount, but compared to the original, which is like $440 if you find it here on Amazon, and I forgot how much my mind was really going with our economy, how it is right now, like, oh my gosh, we are trying to save everything we can right now as far as our repairs and everything here on our homestead. So, moving right along, nudge, nudge. Okay, so these are the part numbers. The part number that we were looking at originally that we replaced right now, what he found way back in the day, was on eBay. Okay, so you can find it here on Amazon. I didn't look what it was on eBay because I didn't go there, because that's why I didn't go. Anyhow, the part number is 918-6 9, 7, 8, which has a 5 3/8 measurement, or a 5 3/7, which is what other metric thing, I don't know. It's the equivalent of. So if you see those measurements, it's the same thing. Now, there's another part that I found on Amazon, which is a slightly bigger diameter, which is a 5.43 or a 5 7/16, okay? Okay, hold on to that number right there. And that number, part number is RZT-S54, which 54 basically stands for a 54-inch deck. Okay, I figured that one out. All right, but that will be under MTD, Cub Cadet, Troy Built, Deck, or a Craftsman. Okay, so any of those, it will fit with that number. All right, but the original OEM number is 771373. Now that part number has the pulley size at 5.57. Now this is or 5 9/16, and this is where my conundrum was during the editing. Are we giving you the right information as far as the replacement part is concerned? It's supposed to go with the original part, which we have the original part, which I then at that point was going, oh my gosh, I have to wake up Mr. Rose, because if I don't wake up Mr. Rose, I don't know if we're going to be having, it's part of the problem that we're having towards the end of this video. So what he's going to do is that he's going to have to solve that for us, because I couldn't do it on my own. I tried, I really did, you guys. I did, but because I'm not an expertise in the mechanical parts of it like he is, he's going to answer that question for us now. All right, you guys ready for this? Go ahead.
So when you look them up online, it says 5.43. It's still in inches, but you know, nobody measures 0.43. We all do 16ths, right? So the easy thing I found after a little bit of looking was a conversion. It's called convertunits.com, and if you convert from inch to inch, it also gives you the fractionalized amount. So that you can see 5.43 is 5 7/16. Now, after the missus looked up the OEM part, which is 5 9/16, which is an eighth bigger pulley. They must have upgraded it or something, because I measured the original, which we have here, and this pulley is 5 7/16. So we got the new one is 5 3/8, which is 5 6/16. This is 5 7/16. So a 16th difference isn't going to really make that much difference. We are, however, going to probably change all three. Why? Because even though it's only a 16th difference, that pulley diameter is going to make it rotate at a different speed than the other two. So if you have blade conflict where your blades can hit each other, or something like that, you would need them all to be spinning at the same speed so that they stay set where you set them. Otherwise, like I said, one's going to rotate faster or slower than the others, and then your set will be off the more it rotates. The other thing that you need to do is, when you look up the spindle packages and all that stuff, there's only a few things you really need to know. Is your spindle, your pulley diameter. I knew that.
Okay.
So pulley diameter, the spindle height, which is, it's either measured from here to here, from the deck mount to the top, or the whole thing. You'll see it when you look them up. So you need to know that, and then you need to know your bolt pattern. Is it 3 bolts, 4 bolts, and what the distance is between the bolts. And if you can get those the same, then you're good. You should be good to go. The only one other thing is, what is the drive on the end where your blade goes on? Is it round? Is it star like this one? There's a few different configurations, so make sure you check that too, and the amount of stars. I think they're basically 6. It seems to be common, so that's that. But yeah, so we are going to get the 3 set, I think, and change them all out, right?
Right. That's one of the other things that I found on there as far as the packages are concerned. There are different types of packages out there that you can get depending on, how mechanically inclined you are or how much of a tinkerer you are. They even have certain ones, spindle sets, that are that you have to assemble the pulley on. Now, if you're someone that's so mechanically inclined like myself, you more than likely want to get the kit that's already put together, because this is something that you're going to also find out later on here on our sets, is that we have the experience of putting a pulley on a particular
press-on pulley.
Oh my gosh, that's so much fun.
Yeah.
Okay, Anyway, so as far as the packages, before I digress, the package that you can find on there, you can find the packages that have just the spindles. You can find the ones that has a pulley, pulleys that are not added, put onto the spindle. You have that option too, or you have the option of having a two set or a 3 set, and you also can have a complete set, which you have the spindles, the pulley, and most of the ones that I found had if you have the spindle itself, has the bolts also with them, which is one of the problems that we didn't get from the eBay one. Right. Is that the eBay one didn't come with the bolts. Hello, bolts would be nice, thank you. Anyway, so you can get the ones with the spindle, the pulley, the bolts, and you also get the belt and you get the blades. Now the blades that I noticed on there with the sets are just the straight blades. The blades that we have as a replacement is we ended up getting the ones with the mulcher blades on it because we have a lot of ground to cover here, and because of that reason, it's just nice for us to not have to worry about having to rake all of that up like some of the places, some of you guys like to do that and keep it all pristine. But we're pretty rustic out here, we're pretty country, and so we just let it just go back into the ground and use it as natural fertilizer. So it's nice because that just mulches up really nicely with those particular type of blades. They also have those options for you too, but they are not part of a kit. I couldn't find them in any of those kits, just to give you a heads up, so don't even try. Or you can try, they might come up with it now because I said something. You never know. But those are the packages that are available for you on Amazon that I saw. I did not look on eBay, so they might have different things on eBay for you as far as that's concerned. But that's what I found out so far as when I went through all this researching of figuring out, is the pulley diameter a big deal or not? And according to Mr. Rose, what is that answer, Mr. Rose?
Not really. As long as they're all the same is really. And if you get stuck and you can only get one, the belt won't, the tension will pick up any slack or a little bit oversized. It's got plenty of room to move around, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. But there you go.
Right, and if this video seems to be a little bit long for you guys, we're just trying to give you all the information that we possibly can. And there's like little situations like this where I came across that measurement anomaly for people like myself who are not really mechanically inclined or that experienced in it, and you happen to be in a position where you have to repair your machine on your own. Well, this is actually not a really hard repair to do, but it makes it a lot easier for you as far as time and finding out that information and not being stuck like I was for a minute there.
What to look for and what not to look for.
Yeah, because that was a good half an hour I was stuck, people, without trying to wake this man up. I didn't want to wake him up.
Anyway, back to the video.
See ya.
Amazon and places like that, you could get sets of 3 or 6 for 58 cents or something stupid instead of $100. I'm just kidding, but you can get sets of them way cheaper. But I had no way of getting at the time, the actual dimensions of what we were looking at, so I just went with this one because it was listed for it, and now
it looks good.
It looks good, and we can check and see if we can get cheaper ones and replace them all. Alright people, after searching the vast resources of Wild Rose Haven Homesteading Ranch Emporium and things that break, I actually managed to find some bolts. They might work as a little temporary, so at least we can move the lawnmower. They appear to, they're a little bit loose, but they'll work fine. So what we're going to do is put the spindle in, use the bolts, get everything on, and then at least the belts will run. We can move the lawnmower, and if I need to, I will pick up more bolts later. But anyway, let's get the spindle in. So belt, I'm just going to throw it over there, not put it on the pulley right now, just so I can get this in place, and then line up my doohickeys. Just long enough, I think. So I wanted to put lock washers on, but I don't seem to have any of those in the ultimate storage facility of fixing stuff in an emergency. So we're just going to go with these, and hopefully they won't undo themselves. Oh, come on. I really need to find a set of remote little hands like you need to work on cars nowadays that get into small places and do things up tightly. So we're going to put all 4 of these in, tighten them up, and then we'll be putting the blade on. Alright, so we managed to get all the bolts in the holes, nuts on them, washers on them, and now we're just going to tighten them up. And I think I might need the missus to assist with this. If you could do the top, if you can just hold the wrench on the top one, on this front one right here. Okay. This one. Which one are you on? Okay. Okay. Okay.
Find the bolt in.
Tricky.
This one is underneath the belt.
Okay, well could you move the belt out the way if you can. Put the ring on it.
Hold on. There we go.
Good.
Okay.
No.
Oh, I moved it.
Yeah, it's alright.
Washer.
Oh, the washer.
Right by your head. No. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Yeah, what?
Right there. That.
Yeah.
It's a nut washer.
Okay, you have to push the bolt down there.
Oh. Okay. Which one? Try not to drop anything on us at the same time.
Okay, just take the wrench off, just push the bolt down if you can.
Let's push down.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Okay. You on?
Uh-huh.
Can you go on this front one again, please?
Yep.
Okay, why is that spinning? Are you on the right one?
Yep. I felt something up here.
Why is it not tightening?
I don't know.
That's very strange.
Hold on. Yeah, I'm on it. Okay. Is it a bad screw, maybe? This might be bad.
Yeah, maybe I'll get another one.
Yeah, just get
Alright, anyway, peoples, we'll be back when we figure this out. It's doing the same freaking thing. How's this doing?
I think the washer's wrong?
No. The other one's stripped out again.
Get a different washer.
I'll have to get a different bolt and another one.
Okay.
And a different nut. Alright, there we go. Alright.
Is that good?
that's good.
Guess so.
You're gonna try making sure all the other ones are getting settled a little bit.
Well, none of them are fantastic.
Well, it's not like we're gonna. Okay, it's on?
For now, I guess.
Well, this is just this is just supposed to be a temporary fix, right?
Yes, it's a temporary fix for sure. I've got no faith in those bolts whatsoever. Excellent. Alright, so you just put the belt back on. Oh, great. There you go. Alright, now we put the blades on. Alright, so what I'm going to do is just put a little grease on the ends, just for grins. Keep the threads from getting crazy after all they are and all the water and stuff. Okay. And then, new blades. So you see, even if you think you can't work on stuff, you can. Just be prepared that things break. So if doesn't all go perfect, that's all right. You figure it out. But remember, if something's broken and doesn't work, you try and fix it and it still doesn't work, well, you haven't lost anything. So it's always worth giving it a shot.
At least you know it's still broken.
Yeah.
You haven't really gone backwards, right?
Haven't what?
You haven't really gone backwards. If it's still broken.
Well, exactly. If it's
still-
broken,
it's
you haven't
still-
lost anything.
There you go.
But you actually probably learned something and you gave it a shot.
Learned something today.
And there's the thing, it might just fix it.
It's
It might just work. Alright.
So actually changing the blades isn't, well, especially when you have it lifted like this, right? It's really pretty simple.
I mean, if you don't, you can use a car jack. Just make sure you got jack stands under the thing, because there's not really any flat surfaces per se on a lot of these things to get a good secure lift. So have some extra protection. Concrete blocks, doesn't matter, anything. Blocks of wood, just so that it can't, you know, if something rolls off, it can't fall on you. Because that's, yeah, the missus knows all about that. That's another story for another day. All right, so
We'll be posting that one.
and the other thing is, I was thinking, if you don't have one of these, a lot of people just have a regular wrench. You want to tighten it, just get a piece of wood or something, and see where the blade comes against the guard. You could just put a piece of wood up in there to lock the blade to hold it, so it doesn't just spin while you're trying to tighten it. So just, you know.
Oh, that's a nice
way
tip.
to do it.
Nice tip.
Yeah, but if you have something that's just easier. I don't know why I have this, but I do. So just. There we go.
Be careful because we almost started stripping that nut. It's like, yeah, Anyway.
Anyway.
Does it matter how you put them
I
on?
don't know. I don't really know that, to be honest with you. I'm
'Cause
going to
that
move
was-
that one because just to make it symmetrical. I have no idea. Nobody's ever. Just put it. Oh, come on.
Well,
Excellent.
you know what? Why don't you set it up a little bit more first? Maybe you can set it first. Kind of get it tight where it's supposed to be at, and then cinch it up. Will that work? Because it didn't seem to move much once you started using that. What do you call that thing?
Impact driver.
The impact driver. That big screw gun. Yeah, get it as tight as you can, and then.
As long as it's understaffed.
No, it's not the same as the other side. It's not.
I've got to redo the other side. I'm going to put it like that, and then. Yeah, okay, there's a side.
Oh, you got it all set?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Let's
So,
see. Hold on. Let's go like this. Hopefully you'll see it. Does that look like you see it? I've tried this before, and it's like you saw everything else except for what I was trying to show.
And I don't even know if that's right. I just put them on there. Hopefully they'll cut.
Oh, snap, huh?
Shit.
Snap on the snapper. Snap on the snapper. Snapolas.
You know what I've realised about these little wobbly wheels we've got going on?
They're supposed to be
There's
wobbly.
3 holes. So I'll just move it to a different hole. Maybe it'll
Ow.
fix it up a bit better.
Should
So
they be
it
up a
doesn't
little?
do that.
You want to put them up higher, maybe?
No. Because
You want lower?
yes.
Okay.
All our stuff doesn't need. We're not cutting. We'll be more ploughing dirt at that point.
Oh, I see.
So alright, we get.
Yeah, we do need more 4-wheel around here, don't we?
Yeah, we need one of those commercial friggin' something or others.
Yeah, this is a 4-wheel. This is a 4-wheel drive course. This is not a golf course.
Yeah. So this little lawnmower has suffered greatly. It's not really designed for.
4-wheeling.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to put those new tires on though. Oh, speaking of new tires.
New tires.
Oh, that's gonna be the next one. Next repair.
So for people who are talking about zero-turn mowers, I mean they're pricey. They really are. 3,000, 5,000, 6,000, 10,000. There's definitely different grades. So do your own research. For instance, this deck is what they call a stamped deck. It's just pressed metal. The big bad boys ones are welded. And I guess it does make a difference. I'm going to have to beat the crap out of this before I put this in. So,
Oh, there's no, babe. It looks like I don't know why there's a extra hole there.
so I don't know either.
Wait. You're about to.
What?
Well, something's moving because I'm sitting on it. And,
Yes, you're sitting on the crane that's holding the lawnmower.
Okay.
Oh, sweet. So I'll just straightening that up. Just a little bit of a metal worker at them.
Yeah. Oh, I see. That's what that was.
Yeah.
Give it a bit more of a distressed look too at the same time.
Well, yeah, night one distress and
Yeah.
like that, and then.
All right. That makes it more country fried, right?
Mm-hmm.
Country fried. Country fried.
Country fried. Okay, I still don't understand the point of this thing.
It's still wobbling around. Maybe
I think this is supposed to wobble a little bit.
I guess it is.
It's got a little ball kind of
Well, 'cause-
thing on the end of it,
So it
but,
can adjust to different levels.
so it gives it a little flexibility, but that was ridiculous. I don't think that amount of flexibility is quite what was planned.
Well, you're about to find out.
So it has a little bit of wobbly.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait a minute. It's not even... I don't really get what's going on with this wheel at all. It's like the shoulder wheel's too...
Maybe it's just meant to be that way.
Oh, you know
What? What?
Yeah, but...
I was playing it.
Yeah, and that's as tight as it'll go.
Okay, babe. Cool.
This is just silly.
Let it be. Leave it. That's how it wants to be. Okay. Jeez.
This one the same way? Yeah. Let me undo this and I'll show you the end of that. The shaft, so you can see what I'm talking about having out. And it might just be that it's completely worn out. I don't know. See, it's got a little kind of bevel on it, so I guess it's so we can adjust to the ground a little bit.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
See that? It's kind of cray.
Cray.
So get in there. Oh, I might need a little smack too. Could you pass me the smasher, please, my sweet?
Oh.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's custom. That's custom right there.
That's another point. Yeah. Just needed a little persuasion.
A little bit of sense knocked into it. I'm just coming up with them today.
Yes, my love.
You can just call me.
We call you all kinds of things, my sweets, but that's another video for another day.
Oh, there you
Anyway,
There you go.
All right. So that's that.
Oh, here's
All right,
the
people.
wobbly thing, though.
See, it's still got that
It wasn't as bad.
bit of play.
Yeah, but it wasn't like, oh, it might actually work if I was on the wheel that you're wobbling around. Okay.
Anyway, there we go.
We dropping it?
All right, we're going to drop it.
A snapper. Not a napper, a snapper.
Lawnmowers. You can fix them all the time. They're high end. The only reason I bought this because it said snapper on it. I figured it's a decent lawnmower, not a piece of wannabe.
Alright, so time for me to go take it for a test drive?
Okay, so this is the run before we change the blades. You can see there's some clumps and stuff. So the missus is going to do another run and see if it improves it any. So we'll find out. Say that's an improvement. watching. Like, subscribe, share, do all the things you gotta do. Stuff all coming up. We'll catch you next time.
Y'all come back to Wild Rose Haven where we're doing it.